आपका स्वागत
Lefty junction. ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲಿನ
Hyderabad-Bhattacharjya Express, Rajasthan Station, Netaji Bhavan. Cricbuzz.
Are you still scratching your heads wondering what did KKR do last night? I don't have an answer to that. In case you're hyperventilating, relax, you're not alone. You're watching Voltas presents Cricbuzz Live. We've got a KKR tragic in Mr. Bhattacharjya, who's dressed very fashionably today for this wonderful show. And we've got Pommie Mbangwa, who made us all feel the madness of the emotion last night. Pommie, man, oh man, what was that?
Hello. How are you?
Have you been...
Hey, Jordan. How's it going?
Have you been learning...
And hello, everybody. Hope everyone's good as well. Yeah.
We've all lost our marbles.
Maybe. But I'll say this. It was mayhem yesterday. Ridiculous, really, because as we watched, nobody would have predicted that happening. The first part was unbelievable in itself, for a team to get bowled out in 15 overs or whatever it was for 111.
Yeah.
And then as we sat there and discussed that 14.1 overs, that is what they have to win in, which is ample time for 111 runs.
Yep.
If you've got all 10 wickets, think, yeah, they can do that and they can jump from fifth to first. On the table.
Yep.
So that's kind of the script at the time, and everyone's watching. And I can't remember who it was. A couple of the guys at the back of the box said, yeah, but what happens if they're like 10 for 3? What happens? I said, well, if they're 10 for 3, we've got a serious game on our hands because panic might set in. Although, really don't expect the team to get bowled out, not before 112. Yeah, it should be fine. Then what were they? 7 for 2 and nearly 7 for 3. Because that spectacular catch and then dropped catch, misjudgment and dropped in the end. And you're like, whoa, hold on, everyone. What exactly is going? By the end of the night, it was a short night, right? Quick game, lots of fun, power packed, everything. Pagalpan.
It certainly wasn't a short night. Pagalpan. Pommie's picked up a bit of Hindi with the Cricbuzz team. It wasn't a short night for you. I believe your Twitter mentions were buzzing all night long.
Yeah, look, these are difficult losses. These are not easy losses because you see, you lose. Sometimes you're blown out of the game. That's fine. You lose games. Your batters. This is a game they should have won, and they would have probably won 95, 97, 98, 99 times out of 100.
Yeah.
And little things, Raghuvanshi, what did he tell Rahane that he did not take the review when he had the reviews? Okay, those are little things. Those are things that will bother them. And I think what is additionally going to give KKR a little bit of pressure is they have 4 days before their next match. They would have rather played almost immediately and got this match out of their heads. But this match will stay in their heads for a while. And I think that's the thing. And very rarely will you have a swing like that.
Yeah.
Their team can either be first or they can be sixth. It's literally one game taking you between first and sixth. So that tells you a little bit also about how this IPL is stacking up here.
Well, the Bengalis and KKR supporters will talk about this game for a long time.
No, they will not talk about this game for a very long time.
The fans will. I hope the players don't. Because it's a scar that's...
Nobody is going to talk about it. It's like, hey, what game? What happened? No, I don't know that.
Yeah, amnesia is not such a bad thing after all for fans and for players, but I'm sure they will be talking about it in hush-hush tones until Ajinkya Rahane and his troops find a way to cure this scar. They'll have to find some balm. Although, well, tonight we've got the North Indian derby. It is the Delhi Capitals versus the Rajasthan Royals at the Arun Jaitley Stadium. Rajasthan Royals have won the toss and they've chosen to chase because I believe dew will be a factor. Now, let's talk about DC first, Joy. Can they look at that last game as an aberration? They've got most things going right for them. Even in that loss in that last game, they had 2 big positives in Kuldeep Yadav, who continues to deliver game after game, and the arrival of Karun Nair.
No, absolutely. I think they will look at it and say that a bit of their middle order, and which has done well for them, let them down. Ashutosh Sharma, KL, Rahul, Tristan Stubbs. I think once the early wickets fell, they should have taken responsibility. None of them managed to sort of hold on, and I think that was the one thing that they'll worry about.
Yeah.
Don't forget, though, that Mumbai has a sensational bowling attack. It is an absolutely sensational. It's just that they've not been firing.
Yeah.
If you're at the start of this tournament, anyone turned and told you that I have Bolt, Bumrah, all these bowlers who are going to come at you, Hardik, it's a super bowling attack. Santner, they have a really, really good bowling attack.
Yeah.
But we don't consider it because, they aren't doing well this year.
Yeah.
So I think Mumbai fought back
Yet.
really well.
Yet.
Yet.
They aren't
Yet.
doing well yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, for me, 4 wins in 5. They almost won that 5th one as well. Safe to say that DC best placed at this point to make it through the playoffs, because if you do all the hard work in the first half, you can be a little more relaxed in the second half of the season.
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
I don't think that you can be relaxed at all, just by the nature of things. If you look at what Joy was saying, that a swing, you can go from 5th to 1st, and therefore you can go from 1st to 5th, right?
It happened to RR in the past.
Right? And
Yeah.
was it last season or the season before where RR won 4, I think it was, in a row,
Sure.
and then couldn't find a win? It can happen.
Yeah.
And the thing that swings it, you never know what it is, right? Like, here we are talking about DC and the way that they'd gone and can't lose a game. But when I go back to game 1 for them, I think there's a game they should have lost against LSG, and it was Ashutosh who kind of gets them out of jail, and then they win that.
Yeah.
But should never have won it. And here's a game they should have won,
Yeah.
and they've lost it. Yeah. So how do you look at it? Each time, I think you kind of got to take yourself out of all those situations and try and repeat the good things, and hopefully at the end of it. And you can't afford to be thinking, ooh, we're nearly in the playoffs, and so secure it first, because it's not done until it's done.
Are they 3 wins away from playoffs or 4? Are we saying 16 points this time?
Yeah, 4. They're 4 away from playoffs.
Which
But
is
they
a
have,
long way away.
5, but they have 9 games. They need to win 4. So look, this is by no means done and dusted at all. And this year also, your lowest team has won 2. And there are teams like SRH and Mumbai who are sitting out there who have won just 2. They're really hungry teams. They're really good teams.
Yeah.
There's nobody who's really out of it. There's nobody who's a really bad team out here.
Yeah.
Between 2 and 4 is, that lineup is just, it's so close this year, it's very difficult to count. I'll tell you a little story, how matches like that changed the history of the tournament. Okay, 2010, okay? Who's the captain of the Delhi Daredevils? In those days, Delhi Daredevils. Gautam Gambhir. They're 7-4. They need 1 more win to secure it. They lose the next 3, okay?
Wow.
On run rate, they don't make the playoffs, okay? The Delhi Daredevils decide to bring back Sehwag as captain. Gautam Gambhir leaves, joins KKR, wins 2 trophies with them.
Yeah.
Everything changes. Why? Because they couldn't put away the opposition for 3 consecutive games. So all this tournament is so open, so much. And I think the teams, who are the teams who are winning? The teams whose players are more desperate to win, who are making that effort to win. And what you're seeing is also, therefore, reputations are being thrown aside. Young guns are saying, I don't care who's bowling at me or who's in front of me, I'm going to bowl. And I think that's the kind of tournament it is. Fearlessness is a very large part of, how they're going to play this.
There is certainly a different kind of edge to DC, and if they win tonight, they will go top of the table at least for 48 hours until Royal Challengers Bangalore take the field day after. Now, RR have been a bit up and down. They lost to 1-2, lost to again, despite Jofra Archer's form as well. What do you make of their topsy-turvy season so far?
Yeah, it's kind of, it started off, Skipper's not allowed to play, or he can't because he's injured. So it's been a stuttering one.
Yep.
And the stuttering continues. There's a search, as we talk about them, actually you try and figure out who does what within their side. Are the roles that are assigned to each player defined and simple enough, and do they kind of continue with them? And I don't think it is.
Yeah.
Let's just talk batting order, for instance. We were talking here about CSK before, a couple of days ago with Joe, and we're saying, with CSK, what we thought was, Ruturaj, he opens, and Conway, and if you want to change that, change it. But Ruturaj should open because he does well, right? Yeah. And it works. If it's not broken, don't try and fix it, right? So with RR, Parag at 4 scored heaps of runs.
Yeah.
And now there's flitting between 3 and 4. They keep chopping and changing around. And to me, it means that it's not settled. Nobody gets accustomed to what they're doing day in, day out. And so there can be the stuttering which we're seeing from them.
It's a bit surprising because they do have the wise head, Rahul Dravid, guiding the team. Why is this? Are they overcooking, overthinking things?
No, I'll tell you one thing. There's one thing about Dravid, and the thing about Dravid is Dravid expects every player to be as unselfish and as for the team as he is.
Yeah.
Because Dravid would, he'd open, he'd bat at 4, he'd bat at 6, he'd keep wickets, he'd do whatever, he'd drive the team bus, he'd do whatever it required for India to win.
Yeah.
Now he brings that ethos, and he's played very successfully for the Rajasthan Royals.
Yeah.
Now not every player has the ability to be able to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, you move somebody else's position, other players have doubts, other players have, is this the right position for me? Sometimes it's doubt, sometimes it's superstition, and always for most players there's insecurity because that's a part of being a player because you're dependent on your own form.
Yeah.
So all those play factors, which is why I feel that a more settled batting order would suit them more. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to swap left and right and do that.
Yeah.
But it's at this point in time doesn't seem to be working.
Yeah.
It may work. The other thing is, remember, Riyan Parag and Sanju Samson had 500-run seasons last year.
Yeah.
But what position was Riyan Parag batting at? Parag was batting at 4.
Yeah.
And this year, they're mostly using him at 3.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where you wonder whether he was just settled in well at 4. And because what happened is they lost Joss Butler from that top order.
Yeah.
And they now want to float Nitish Rana and want to keep him wherever he's playing. But again, Nitish Rana is not getting enough balls either.
Yeah, teams that get their combinations right in the first half typically tend to do well in the first half of the tournament. Now, the playing 11s, no changes for both teams. We'll take a look at Delhi's batting first 11. We were expecting changes. Another shot for Jake Fraser-McGurk. How surprised are you? Are they saying, all right, maybe another game or two, or should they have made that change, Pommie?
I'm not surprised that they didn't drop him, to be honest. And the reason I'm not is because of the really good start that they got. So they look at that game, the previous one, and say, you know what? We should have won that.
Yeah.
And that's despite how he's going.
Yeah.
So when teams are doing well and they're going all right, and they see no reason to change, they kind of just will continue on. It's not broken, don't fix it. And you retained him. He was retained, right? You retained him because you believe in his talents. You understand that because he lives by the sword, he'll die by the sword as well. So in terms of what he's trying to do, no question, everybody knows what he's trying to do. In terms of how he's trying to do it, that's probably what's got to be fixed. So it's not as if he's suddenly gone off script.
Yeah.
He hasn't. He's still trying to do it in the way that they kind of feel he should go about the way he plays, right? And it's not quite working at the moment. And they're backing him to say, listen, we're right here with you, and you might well come good down the line when others might not. And then you'll fire us to some more wins.
Now, they had Ponting leading the troops last year. He's gone to Punjab. Is it Kevin Peterson's job to sort him out?
When he's not on holiday.
He's back today.
He's back today. So he's back today. Look, I'll be very honest with you. I don't make any bones about it. Being part of a team is a binary activity. You're either with the team or you're not with the team. And by and large, the rules for the entire team is the same. Okay, unless there's health issues or somebody with family, you can understand that.
Yeah.
So this doesn't sit really well with me, but if his job is to be a batting mentor, and KP is one of the greats, he's one of the greats of the game. Obviously, they believe that he has that ability to be able to talk to young batters because it mostly in batting and speak to them and get some of his wisdom. So yes, they would have missed him out here. And it's good to have him back, and it's important that he speak to the likes of Jake Fraser-McGurk because right now, he is the young man who needs guidance the most, and he's a very potent, as he said, he's a retained player, he's a very potent player. He needs somebody to sit down, talk to him and sort him out.
A few things to think about for Kevin Peterson. What about RR? Have they made any changes? No, they haven't. We were expecting a change or two, Joy. We thought maybe Akash Madwal for Tushar Deshpande, but I suppose Rahul Dravid and the captain Sanju Samson believe this is their best 11. Is it their best 11? Would you have made that change? Because things aren't going too well for them. Only 2 wins in 6 matches.
Yeah, look, if you have to throw the ball to anyone, Tushar Deshpande hasn't worked. I'd use somebody else just to move it around and see what's happening, because this bowling, other than Jofra Archer, has lacked bite. It's lacked teeth. And what's happening now is teams that, we're watching matches where matches are being won by bowlers because the differential is bowlers. Also, that's what's happened. Sandeep Sharma is a very steady bowler. But he's not going to scare anyone. Nobody's going to look at Sandeep Sharma. They're going to be relieved when they look at the other end. You're facing Jofra at 150. And you're telling yourself, I just need to get through 2 overs of this. Okay? Then he's going to go away for a while. They're not going to be able to bowl him now because they'll bring him one in the middle and one perhaps at the end. And I can really go at the rest of the bowling. Nothing else is scaring them. Like if you play Kolkata, you're saying, okay, I've got to get through Varun Chakravarti. Oh, hell, I've finished with Varun Chakravarti. Guess who's coming on? I've got Sunil Narine to worry about. I've got Bolt, I've got through Bolt and Chahar. Hey, there's Bumrah to follow. I mean, that's the thing. And I think their bowling is not giving them that bite.
Not just within the 11.
I don't mind their bowling, actually, to be honest. What I like about Rajasthan Royals bowling is the clarity of roles. Despite the sort of preference you might have to try and go after Sandeep at the other end or Deshpande at the other end because Archer's fast. Actually, it's worked out the other way this season. First couple of games for Archer, the fact that he has pace on has meant that he's been easier to get away, whereas the others maybe not so much. In fact, as a collective, they didn't go so well in a couple of games. Play at Hyderabad, everybody's going to fetch there, right? So they did. So you might even cancel that out. And really what you're looking at there is, hold on, can you mentally hold up after that? And we've seen that as a collective, they've come back actually from it all because Archer has been much better. He's run into some form. He's been fantastic to watch him in sort of first 2 games, not, and then the next 3 games, really good to watch, right? As far as Sandeep's concerned, there was that one game, I can't remember who it was against, where I think it was Parag who chose to bowl Sandeep for the last over with Archer still having
CSK,
one.
I think it was.
Yeah, and he got the job done. As he has done many times before. He bowls at the death. He knows what he bowls at the death. He knows how to operate in that period. Deshpande is another one, whilst he bowls in the power play, can also bowl in the middle and at the back end. And so these are these defined roles that they have, and they have been kind of put under pressure in these situations that if they have runs on the board, they can back that these guys can be okay.
The general feeling, though, among RR fans, and that this is what I've noticed online as well on online chat, is that not just within the 11, but they don't have enough wiggle room, not enough bowling options even within the squad. If you look outside the 11, we can bring up the RR squad. Not enough wiggle room there for the captain and the coach.
I mean, they're dependent. See, their spin options are dependent. I think, who did they have? Kumar Kartikeya they have? Okay, Kumar Kartikeya they've used him as a sub, as a super sub for bowling, and I think he's come in and he's done okay for them. But really, that's the thing, that Fazal Haq Farooqi, for me, is actually a good option if you're playing in a ground like Delhi. Because, Thikshana Hasaranga, maybe play one of them, play another fast bowler out here. But, I mean, they have decided that these are the guys they're going to back. And this is a very Rajasthan thing. I mean, they have consistency is one of the things that they believe in, and that's part of their ethos, whether it's Sangakkara, Rahul Dravid, consistency, everyone, as he said, knowing their roles. So I'm not totally convinced by this team this year. But let's see how they go about it.
Thikshana bowls in the power play. Hasaranga operates well through the middle of the game. Both are wicket takers. So in terms of how they're trying to get people out, yes, you've got Archer up at the front operating in the power play, and Thikshana with Deshpande. Sometimes you'll have one, and he bowls tough overs, Sandeep Sharma. He'll bowl over number 6 some of the time. And so, I think with what you're saying, no wiggle room, sometimes also too much choice is a problem. because you can choose the wrong ones, right? I do think with Faruqi, with Wadera, not Wadera, Madwal on the side, I think those are good options. I think it's not a case of not having wiggle room. I think it's a case of them backing this bowling lineup that they've decided to go with, and fairly so.
Maybe it's a lack of form from their bowlers, which is making it look like it's a team that's struggling on bowling options. Take a look at what they've done in the power play. Only 6 wickets thus far in the 6 matches in the power play. This is a number that tells you why they've lost 4 matches, I suppose.
I look at that and I go 9.4 in the power play in a season where 10s and 11s are the go is not too bad. So, yes, you'd want more wickets. Definitely you want, I don't know, you want to be up at 10 maybe in the power play in 6 games, because then it means you're 2 and 1 at the very least in each of those games. So you want someone to strike. But, you're not going to have absolutely everything, and you've got to try and get out of the power play. So if you're not taking wickets and you've got just the 6 wickets, at least you're not going at 12s and 13s, and you're coming out of the power play. So 9 says, what, you're 60 and minus in the power play? And this season, that's going okay, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'll tell you one thing. You're right. If that was only batting first. See, some of them are when the Rajasthan themselves haven't set a very large total. Therefore, when you're chasing, that number comes down also, because you don't need to go that hard at the guys as well. So that's one of the reasons why that economy rate is not so great.
Someone like a Kumar Karthik does not feature in this bowling first lineup. Can they use their existing options better or differently? Is there another route to using these weapons?
Look, hindsight is 2020, and we would not say so, given a clean canvas, and we pick that bowling lineup, we wouldn't complain. We wouldn't say, and so we wouldn't say, oh, Jimmy, you pick someone else. But then, because there have been some games, it then becomes a question of, do you continue to back these guys, or do you think others would do better? It's a form scenario. And within the camp, with the practices, with the kind of everybody going through their paces each day, the best place to understand that we think that he's going all right. It's the outcome that's not right, but what he's actually delivering is okay. And so they have to separate themselves from outcomes and kind of look at what's going on with what the bowlers are delivering.
They've got one more man to think about and prep about, and that's Karun Nair. Perhaps the happiest story at the IPL this season. He's someone who wasn't picked last season, went and played county cricket for Northamptonshire, scored a ton of runs at the S-Mat, at the Vijay Hazare, in red ball cricket as well. Is Karun Nair well and truly back, Joy?
Oh, absolutely. And he has been back for a while. I mean, the last year has been absolutely sensational. And it's across red ball, across white ball formats. Vijay Hazare, he was the top scorer. 779 was the top score. Syed Mushtaq Ali, he took Vidarbha very, very far. And that's the thing. And he apparently was available for selection for Karnataka. Karnataka did not consider him this year, which is fair enough because they wanted to move on. But those numbers are absolutely sensational. And I was just looking at his record. I mean, you look at this kid who's come in 2012, 2013, makes his test debut in 2016, okay? And hits a century in his third international match. He hits a triple century. Okay, gets dropped for the next match, and interestingly, the man who comes in his place is Ajinkya Rahane, and that's it. 2016 to 2017, 2 ODI matches, 6 Test matches, done. Okay, and if you look at his IPL career again, 2013-14 starts doing well for Rajasthan, then comes to Delhi. Does well for Delhi, captains Delhi. Okay, he's captain Delhi. When Zahir Khan was injured, he's captain Delhi. And then he's come to Punjab and then just fallen off the radar. And just played, 4 matches a couple of years back?
Before that MI game, he had played only 2 games in the last 5 years, which is 2022. But with that innings in that last game, safe to say that he is going to be one of the first few names in the 11 going forward.
Yeah, don't mess with form is what I'd say. And you got to use it when you have it. It's the numbers before that, 10 tons that we're looking at over there. Your currency is runs as a batter. And here's a guy who's gone through the roughest time. And so because he's gone through the roughest time, you can be sure that having got another opportunity, he's not going to kind of fritter it away.
Yeah.
He's going to make sure he does absolutely everything he can to ensure that he continues to perform. However, one swallow
does not.
doth not a summer make, right? That's what they say, right?
He's been,
Yeah. So it's important. And I know you're going to say, oh, what about those other runs? This is the big time. The question is going to be, can you repeat? And if you can repeat and have an impact, it's not about 50, it's about can you have an impact when you play? Can he score 30 and 12? Can he, and do that? If he can play a longer one, even better. But if he is in, can he have an impact?
I think the parallel conversation is more about his return to the red ball side, not India's white ball side. So
not India. I'm not even talking about India. I'm just talking about Delhi.
Okay, he's talking about
yeah,
Delhi.
I'm not. No, I think that's going too far. I think thinking about India.
That's a separate conversation.
Yeah.
I totally agree. That's a separate conversation altogether. I was just thinking about one thing. When he made his debut in Test cricket, when he made his debut in ODI cricket, when he played for Karnataka all these years, there was one man playing alongside him who also had a point to prove this year, and his name is Rahul. So it's very interesting that there are two people from Karnataka, of course, now Karun plays for Vidarbha, who've got together, who've got a really long history together. Both of them who had something to prove at the start of this year. And I think they'll be feeding off each other. And there's a chemistry there which I think very often is very good for teams because, you have people who know each other, understand each other's game, can support each other. It's fantastic for the game.
The India squad for the England tour should be picked in about 6 or 7 weeks from now. Does he have a good shot?
It's interesting. I definitely think he has a good shot. If I'm not mistaken, there's an A tour before that. Okay. And if they're going to play somebody like him, the odds are that he will be on the A tour. And they'll take a look there because I don't think they're going to do anything before that.
If we stopped right now, yes. But there's still a whole lot to unfurl, right? So because of this, he's earned an opportunity to play again.
Yeah.
And he will play again. And he'll play several times on the back of just that one knock. Yes, there's the others, as I say, I like the numbers before where it's all hidden, it's in the background, and it's why he's playing well right now.
Right.
But on the big stage, he can't feel like he's arrived. He's got to feel like he's got to start and he's got to go on and do even better as he goes along. And should that happen, then we can be having conversations about whether he wears the blue of India because there are people who are there already.
Yep.
It's not like they're vacant spots. They're guys who are there already. And they're not giving up their jerseys, I can tell you that.
Big 6 weeks ahead for Karun Nair as well as for the Delhi Capitals. Remember, they will bat first. We showed you the 11s, no changes there. What about their impact 5? Let's take a look at what Delhi have on the bench. Mukesh Kumar, most likely. There will be a bit of dew in the second innings when they bowl. So who would you go with?
Mukesh Kumar, I mean, there's no doubt at all. I mean, you're not going to go for a spinner, then Delhi has enough spinners anyway.
Yeah.
They have 3 excellent spinners. So I think it's Mukesh Kumar is their natural choice. And Mukesh Kumar, I think, has a fairly decent record against Sanju Samson.
Okay, let's take a look at their 5. What are RR's 5 options on that impact list when they chase in the second innings? Shubham Dubey has been
that's who they've used mainly.
Yeah.
Shubham Dubey, he'll come in. He's a batter. I don't think they're going to run short of bowling. And even if they do, very rarely do teams decide that, we need a whole other option that we're going to bring in.
Somebody has to finish 4 and then Karthikeya come in as a spinner to come in. I mean, you can do that with a specialist death bowler. Otherwise, it's difficult.
But bit surprised that Kumar Karthikeya is not a part of RR's bowling first 11. Remember, they won the toss and chose to bowl first. Both captains, in fact, wanted to bowl, but Delhi will have to bat on a pitch that will have some assistance for the bowlers, according to Shane Watson, who did the pitch report. It is a centre pitch, expected to be pretty good for batting as well. But for now, though, we will go to Joy Factor. Joy, what have you got for us?
Okay, let's take a look at this one. What has happened only 4 times in one-day international cricket history, with the last time featuring Quinton de Kock, Rasif Anderson and Aiden Markram?
I've got that straight away.
He's got that straight away.
Got it?
Yeah, he's got that. I know he's got it.
I can't say it because otherwise everybody else will know.
But he's got it. I'm sure he's got it as well.
Can he get the prediction right?
Maybe I can.
What's your number?
217.
That's unbelievable because that's a number I thought of. I'm going to, since he said 217, I'm going to say 215 because I had 217 exact.
Okay, I'll go 211.
Oh,
Go Delhi, Karun, Nair.
I thought it'd be more than that actually, and I've just gone for 217 because.
Jofra Archer will have the new ball. Karun Nair, KL Rahul, Jake Fraser McGurk. Should be a fun game. It is the North Indian Derby. It's coming to you live from the Arun Jaitley Stadium. Enjoy the first innings. Make sure you join us once again right here on Voltas Presents Cricbuzz Live. Bye-bye.
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ജംഗ്ഷൻ നിൽക്കുന്നത് കടികെ ഹൊരട്ടിരുവரை ചെന്നൈ
Hyderabad Express, Rajasthan Station, Netaji Bhavan. Cricbuzz.